8 o'clock at night, ready to drive through the night. Welcome to Spearfishing Down Under. We are in for a treat today. I have a good mate with me, Josh Ball. Welcome, Ballo.
Mate, thanks for having me.
We just got back from an incredible trip. We had Tacker with us, we had Jones with us, and we stayed up north in the boat over 2 days. Got some incredible fish and hectic sharks. We got back from work, all of us, in the afternoon, and all culminated at my house and packed our gear into the boat. The boat was probably a little overloaded.
Oh, by one item.
Why do you have to bring water bottles? All back. Look at this stupid crap.
Water bottle.
It's very irritating.
Hey.
We've only got 300,000 bottles of water, and the only thing we can't pack away is that piece of crap. Fortunately, the boat's not completely and utterly loaded.
Yeah.
Ball bag only bought.
You still got heaps of room in there.
Ball bag only bought 3 dive jackets for 2 days diving. Good job, ball bag. That's what we needed. Anyone else want to put anything else in the boat here? What do you reckon, Tack?
No, I'm all good.
Alright, let's get out of here.
You're so late, let's go. Hurry up.
8 o'clock at night, ready to drive through the night.
Why we got up so early, we'll be sitting at the ramp for hours.
Yeah. Norton Island.
1770, you're about to get torn a new one. Hey, Jones.
Yep.
Hey, Tack, these maggots are asleep. We've been driving all night while they're sleeping.
Someone's got to keep the driver up.
Been a long drive and I'm still driving the whole way. Filthy maggots. 8 hours. What are you doing, Jones? Turn that heater on. It's so hot in this car.
Yeah, look what you're wearing.
Well, you should have thought about that. We arrived first thing in the morning, the sun just popping up, and chucked the boat in the water and headed out through what has become a really shallow bar and a painful bar.
Yeah.
And
Shifting sand.
Shifting sand is terrible. We headed out and we just came to one of the local headlands that usually the water was dirty, but when we turned up,
Crystal clear.
crystal clear.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
We've seen some amazing fish.
Amazing fish,
Like, fish that are probably there, were in the dirt.
Yeah.
But it was so clear, you could see it all.
Yep. Very first, all swum into the headland and we run into a huge school of mulloway. Now, Josh hadn't been in the water for quite a while, so the first day of this trip was just full of disasters. You're going to see a lot of missed shots, but you started off diving on that school of mulloway, just spooking everywhere.
As time went on, it got harder and harder to get a spear into one of these fish.
Yeah.
And I felt like a bit of a greenie at the start, just watching them all swim by.
Swim by, disasters.
Looking for the big one.
Yeah.
And as you will see, it's very hard for me this day trying to get back into the swing of diving and shooting straight.
Yeah. Now, we sort of split up a little bit. I found a couple of mulloway swimming through a set of boulders and I got lucky. I got myself a fish to start, and always good to get that first fish from a trip. I got myself a nice mulloway and stoned him, which was really cool. Now, you actually got heaps of footage of mulloway shooting here and there and everywhere.
Yeah, it just felt like I was looking for a big one, seen it, couldn't get a shot, kept waiting, and as time went on, they just got smaller and smaller and less and less.
Yeah. You did get some great footage. You did really well. At one stage, I'd swum around further on the headland, and I noticed there was a mulloway sitting up against the rocks. You'd actually got a fish. You had got a fish by this stage, and I called Tacker over, and he dove down. It was a really cool hunt. I love watching from the surface some of those hunts when people are creeping in, and he got himself a nice mulloway as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, he was sitting there looking like you. He could feel you because he was doing that, and you were like there, and I'm like, you can't see him, I'm sure, or you would have already shot. And as soon as you come up, you're like, oh.
Yeah, he's just up and over.
Yeah. He's sitting, looking toward you, like he obviously could feel you.
Yeah, right. He couldn't see me.
No, he couldn't see you, and then you come up, and then you obviously saw him, and he turned.
Now, what else there was on the headland was a whole bunch of life.
Oh, mate, we seen spotted rays, we seen shovel-nose sharks, big one, and Tack actually seen a dugong.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I know you got some footage for your kids of that shovel nose. I know you got some footage of the stingrays. Some of those stingrays were coming right up and looking at you on the surface.
Massive.
Yeah. So you got in against the headland. I noticed you'd sort of disappeared. You found yourself some lobsters.
Mate, 2 lobsters in a hole, they had nowhere to go. I'm like, surely I've got this in the bag. Went down, picked the biggest one, and didn't miss, which was awesome. And
maybe you should start catching like mulloway and jobfish down here.
Mate, if they're in a hole and I can corner them, there's no way I'm gonna miss.
Are you sure about that?
Come here, there's another one.
Called Jones over, and yeah, he got the other one, and it's always nice to take a lobster home, definitely. Yeah. They're a nice find.
Unfortunately, we didn't film that because it was quite funny.
Yeah.
Jones pulled it out, dropped it, it took off, and he chased it along the bottom. Both of us thought he'd lost it.
I was like, oh.
Until 2 minutes later, he comes back and he'd found it. It was incredible.
Good save, good save.
Great save. We decided we were going to head back to the boat. You, at this stage, had shot 2 mulloway in one shot.
Mate, I was happy.
You were happy. You did it.
Eventually.
I think you were just aiming like that and you finally shot.
High, low, left, right.
You didn't film it though because you turned the camera off and on in the wrong times.
That was good for me.
Good for you, considering everything else that had been going on. They ended up being our dinner that night too, so It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But we started heading offshore and we had a fair run. Obviously, it's a fair way to some of those offshore reefs. And our focus was to look for reds and jobfish on some of that shoaly country offshore. Water's clear, made it out. Ready to get in the water, boys? Jones? Getting it done, Tack?
Ready?
Should have loaded the boat up a little bit more. Not quite enough stuff on the boat. A little bit of breeze. Hopefully not too much current. Way it's stand up, looks like a little bit of run though. Hope for some fish. Oh, boat dog first up. Now, Borlo. When we arrived out there, I ended up being boaty to start off with, and it was a very frustrating little bit of time. Our decision was, you shoot a fish, you jump in the boat, and we do a swap every time you shoot a fish. Oh my God, the first hour for me was a frustration.
Mate, it had been a while, and we'd gone from shallow water. I'm like, yeah, I've had a bit of a warm up, going into the deep, and it just went downhill for me. Added with pressure from seeing massive jobfish.
Now talk me through what's happening here. This is first time you dove deeper for months.
Yeah, it's probably about 28 meters. I've been out of the water for a good, say, 2 months, and trying to acclimatize to depth whilst you have massive jobfish staring you in the face, and I choked.
You choked. Now, watching this footage, and you come down, the jobbies just tailed away a little bit, and you didn't miss by a millimeter. This is feet.
A mile.
It's a mile.
I wasn't even close. I was almost shooting at a different fish.
Absolute disaster. Now, let's just have a look at this next clip, because the next clip is also funny. This is your very next dot. This one you got to the bottom. So you hit the bottom.
It's where you want to be.
You wait on the bottom, and this jobfish comes back. Like, here, he's coming. You got a little bit of scratch going on. Talk me through what's happening here.
I got impatient on this one. I'll give you the drum.
There's a bull shark swimming above your head.
Yeah.
That's not helping. That's not helping.
It never helps when a bull shark is swimming around you.
Yep.
You're about to shoot a fish.
Yep.
And
in he comes straight at you.
Textbook.
When I watched this, I thought you had a misfire of your gun. You shot so early and missed by so far.
Yeah.
Now, I'd love to say that's your last miss.
A lot of guys would be very upset with that level of
incompetence. Now, Borlo, this next one. Again, the shark, obviously there's sharks. From the very start, there's sharks. We've seen them from the beginning. And this one you head down, start to see, talk me through this.
Mate, I think we'd already lost a fish already, so the sharks are a little bit riled up.
Yeah.
And I know sharks love tusk fish. So when I seen it, I was like, this is going to be a hard fish to land.
Got to be a headshot.
Got to be a headshot.
And it's a scratch.
A head scratch, yes.
Scratch. Straight into the hole. Now, when I first watched this, I was like, you wouldn't have landed anyway, I don't think.
No. And in my mind, I was like, I should go over and pick that fish up. It swam straight into a hole, but then, luckily, 3 bull sharks straight in for the cleanup.
Yeah. And now, this was going to be a big part of what the next couple of days look like for us. We're going to see lots and lots of sharks.
Yep.
Boys in the water. It's slow to start off with. We've got no fish basically. Tack just lost a jobby. Paulo just missed a really good one. Conditions aren't too bad. A little bit of southerly, a little bit current. So yeah, all good, all good. Fish, let's see how we go. Boys looking for jobbies here. Shot some reds on this spot too. Hopefully we can find a couple of reds. It'd be really nice. That's sort of the target fish for the day, but it's just not quite doing what I want it to do.
After 25,000 drifts, I finally get in the water. You guys had actually shot a couple of fish and sharks had eaten them.
Yep.
And so I knew that shooting a fish, you got to shoot them well. Next drop I did, I came down, and as I got to the bottom, I saw a really nice job fish. Hit the bottom, bit of scratch, in he come. Now you'll notice with this, I like to shoot those fish head on because you can lead them.
Yep.
That's one thing I love to do. You shoot them and then you can lead them with you as you come up. But when it gets on the string, it's hard to control. It's a tough one to get in the middle there between getting it in the head and the spear punching through it and it's swimming forward down the spear. Fortunately, this one I lead it up and you can see sharks chasing it. We do another drift and I'd had enough boating, so I'm like, that's it, I'm going to shoot a couple of fish. Next drift, I come down the bottom. We land on a really fishy spot where there was jobbies, there was jacks. Some really nice fish like that.
Yeah.
And I got lucky enough, I got myself a nice jack as well out of that school. The sharks seem to just get worse and worse and worse.
Mate, they were following us.
Yeah.
Surely those were the same sharks harassing us.
Yeah, we did a couple of moves.
Yeah.
We did like we were talking about, we did some fast, long moves. The exact same shark was there as soon as we got back in the water.
Yeah, almost as soon as we got back in the water.
Yeah. Now, next spot, I land my jack, I put in the boat, and I think I went back into the boat, and you were back in the water. Very next shot, high five. You got yourself your jobby. Talk us through this one.
Mate, I finally got to calm my nerves and get to the bottom is a major thing with these fish. You need to be able to hit them head on. Yeah. Like you're saying. And
this one wasn't head on, ball. Let's just have a little brief look at where it was. That's like the backside head area.
Oh,
shark straight away onto
it. Luckily, he left me alone for that one.
Totally, mate. You did really well getting this one up. That was your first fish. You finally got one in the boat, mate. Well done. And it was a good jobby around that 9 kilo mark.
Yeah.
Really good jobby. You're off the mark. Obviously, you got to mull away in the morning. Now you've got a job fish. And the next little while, we just basically skipped a couple of spots, doing a bit of changing, trying to escape the sharks. And some of them were really fishy.
Yeah.
Now, this next one, there was actually small pearlies there.
Yep. Closed season. Yeah. So we left them alone.
Yep. Now, you saw a couple of, in these next couple of clips, you saw some nice purple cod.
Yeah, some small purples.
I think you saw like 3 drops in a row you saw purple cod.
Yeah. Couldn't get onto them obviously because they were a bit cagey.
Yeah, they were. I noticed on the first one, you hit the bottom, you just sort of over the rock, disappeared. The next one, probably you could have shot, but there was actually jacks all around you as well.
Yeah, so we talked about jacks on the drop before some of the guys had seen them, and yeah, I had jacks in my mind, not purples. So yeah, I lined up on a nice one, and yeah, it was good, no issues.
One cool thing did happen. We saw a manta ray come in. It was a really cool fish.
Yeah, and always I like to jump in, check them out, see if they've got a cobia.
Yep.
At the very least, you get to swim with a beautiful fish.
Yep.
They're amazing.
Yep. And this time, unfortunately, it was just swimming with a beautiful fish.
Yeah.
Next spot, I actually dove again, and it was a spot with quite a number of cod. We come back to this spot the next day and you got yourself a nice Maori cod, but I hit the bottom, cod everywhere, and I saw a really nice Maori cod, and he was a bit cagey, swum away, and finally got that shot on that Maori cod. Now, for viewers that don't fish a lot, these are actually really tasty fish.
Awesome fish to
Yeah.
eat, beautiful to look at,
Yeah.
awesome colours.
Yeah, and the fillet's just almost coral trout like.
Yeah, yeah.
Really nice, really tasty, especially up north. They don't have that excessive fat. They're just really tasty to eat.
Nice fish.
Next drop for me, I come down the bottom, and the sharks are just sort of, again, as I was saying, following. I actually come down, and I hate that on the way down bull shark. I don't mind I'm on the bottom and shoot a fish bull shark, but on the way down one, I just hung back, and I actually noticed a big school of jacks at that one spot. They were actually coming in mid-water. I hung there, bull shark swam through, spooked them a little bit, and then a really nice jack. Around that 6-7 kilo mark, just popped through the rest of the school, and I secured a nice jack. Now, I want you to notice, all of us at this stage are lock up the reel, drag it up with you.
Horse it up.
Horse it up, because we'd already lost a bunch of fish and it was getting started. We'd already lost a bunch of fish and it was starting to get really painful losing fish. I fortunately got that fish to the surface and chucked it in the boat. And we got on a bit of a roll. We actually started landing a couple of fish, which is...
We had a shark break.
We had a shark break. Next drop, I actually landed and saw some really nice jobfish. One just come straight in on me. And again, trying to shoot it front on so I can lead it off the bottom. I led this one quickly off the bottom, but just sharks straight after it, and pulling it and getting it. Unfortunately, just beat the sharks and got it to the surface. And that's what happens when you're pulling it fast, horsing them up. Beating the sharks is really important.
Keeping them out of the bottom as well.
And Tack didn't do that so well later on. Obviously the day skipped on. We picked up nice jacks. We both got ourselves a few nice job fish.
Yep.
Tacker got a nice jobby. I was diving and Jones actually dove before me. I didn't see him till I got halfway down and noticed him on the bottom, and he shot a nice jobby. And all of us were like all in at this stage, because it was like the best way to land a fish. Teamwork, because it's one dive, one grab, one stop, and his fish actually ran really hard. I think we were in the boat at this stage, and it was me, Jones, and Tack, and I just raced straight to his line because I could see him heading to the surface. I knew what's happening. If no one's pulling that, it's getting eaten. So I started pulling it with me, and as we get to the surface, Tack dives down as well, and he starts pulling that up, and we helped Jonesy land his really nice job fish as well.
That was a good fish.
And it was the best fish of the trip, that one.
Massive.
Really nice fish. He did really well. next dive, next drift, I actually landed on the spot we'd been diving a bunch of times, and I just got to the bottom and noticed another purple cod. I'm not sure if it was one of the ones we'd seen earlier.
Maybe.
But behind it was a red emperor, and we hadn't really seen any reds all day. Obviously, always a target fish whenever up north. Laid on the bottom, that thing, as a red loves to do, just swam straight into me.
Puppy dog.
Puppy dog. We got our very first red for the trip,
Nice.
which was really, really cool.
Love shooting those redfish.
Love shooting those redfish all the time. Now, it was getting really late, and I think the last 2 dives of the day, I was in the boat at this stage. You actually dove, and as you got to the bottom, you were just laying there, and a bull shark just gives you a nice one. Talk us through what's happening here. Obviously, you're on the bottom, it's late in the afternoon.
I'm still trying to redeem myself on day 1 here.
Couple of pearlies again in front of you. Couple of smallmouth nanny guy as well, but the ever-present bull shark.
Oh, mate, they make it so hard to dive these deep waters.
Yeah.
Especially when they're swimming around you, over the top of you. Yeah, I think on this dive, I just made the call and it wasn't worth the fight.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll try again another spot.
Being the fact that it was late in the afternoon too. I think we did one more move, and the next spot was actually the same spot that you'd lost that tusky and seen a big parrotfish. Now, you redeemed yourself a little bit here on this parrotfish.
I don't know. We'll let the video talk.
Let the video talk.
But this is obviously day 1. I'm still trying to get my eye in on how far fish are away, and
it's clear water too.
Very clear water. So you'll see the footage. This is a big parrotfish. This parrotfish.
Yeah, you're just coming down here on that parrot.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like he's overly keen.
No, and a lot of the time the big ones are very cagey, trying to get close to them, and I thought I was close enough.
Boom. And the spear falls straight out.
Luckily I stoned that fish and it didn't swim anywhere.
You know the best part of this is? Your camera falls off, so you're grabbing your camera,
grabbing the fish, grabbing the gun, and actually through my mind I was like, where are those sharks?
Oh my
because
gosh.
I've got this fish in my hands and I'm looking out for those sharks. Where are they?
Yeah.
Thankfully they were nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
And I swim to the surface hugging this fish.
Yep.
And it was a cracker.
Yeah, it was a really nice parrot. Got the camera, got the gun, got the parrot, got it all, didn't lose anything, and this was the end of the day. We decided, you know what, it's late, the sharks are actually starting to get pretty nasty. Let's just go up into one of the lagoons and anchor up near one of the islands and cook ourselves some dinner.
Oh, I was so hungry by this point.
Yep.
We're going full gourmet here, Timbo.
Gourmet.
Gourmet. What do you got? Gorangs.
A bit of flavour and a bit of something.
Got a bit of jewfish action going on back there. Jewfish McGorangs. Eat your heart out, uni students. We got fish.
Eat your heart out, uni students, that's the thing.
They haven't lived.
Something flavour there.
Oh, look at this. Doesn't even drain the water or anything, just straight up soup it.
Soup it, and then the fish goes in with the soup after it's had a little bit of frying action.
Oh,
Hey Bryson, this is our catch and cook episode just for you.
Bryson's a Captain Cook king. He loves that stuff.
Did you see the story of me falling asleep on the couch at Tim's Catch and Cook the other day? Literally gone. Boring as bat. No offense, Wes.
and he's even using the chili too. You're impressing me.
Mate. We're eating Malway. We need to use the chili.
We're gonna eat chili. Doing a stand-up job of that filleting too.
Tra-
Might even be better off with the dive knife.
that drag away.
So we've been getting a lot of feedback that that people want to see a lot more flesh. They want to see bikinis. You'd just taken your bikini off, unfortunately, so we missed that. But you're the best looking of a lot of us. We figured that you would be the one to show a little bit of flesh here.
Oh, mate, I didn't realise we were filming, but here's me getting out of a wetsuit. Apologies now, but the dad bod is full out.
It's full out.
Well, Master Chef Timbo.
Bit odd, I reckon.
How is it?
You know what? Tastes better with your fingers.
Jones, what do you reckon?
Delicious.
Oh, poor man. You have to blur that out, Wes. Didn't know it's full moon tonight.
That potter is good.
Content for the ladies.
It's the best drag Jew I've ever eaten.
Looks pretty good. Like a little tom yum going on in there.
Beautiful.
Dinner on our trips.
Mate,
The
this
thing of beauty.
might be my favourite part. Everyone's having a laugh, usually at me.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a time for all of us to sort of relax, have something to eat,
Yep.
and mate, we did not stop laughing.
Yep. And our very first catch and cook. We actually had, in the end, a really good day. We got a couple of nice fish. You even got a fish
Brought
to
it together.
finish the day. Well done,
Yeah.
well done. But the following day, epic fish again.
Redemption.
Redemption. Yes, we all get some nice fish. We also just have some hectic shark encounters.
Oh, mate.
The next episode is just going to be amazing. Don't miss out on that. We really encourage you. I know it's going to be one that's probably just going to get you a little bit freaked out, a little bit, whoa, that was close.
Yeah.
And also some really cool fish.
Yeah, no, cracking jobbies, big tuskies.
Yep.
Looking forward to it.
As always, thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Again, huge shout out to those that have been sharing. Continue to do that. We appreciate you just sharing it to others that haven't yet seen our channel. I also ask, maybe you've been shooting some nice fish. Maybe you got some cool footage. Just send it along. We'd love to see it. Send it to me on social media. We'd love to share it on our Facebook and just show other people what this community is doing. Remember, you can get 10% discount if you use your discount code TimSpear at Adreno. Online, in store, get your discount for all of your RIFFE gear.